Hey, what's up guys, it's Mr. Yuck and welcome back. So in today's video I'm going to go over the specialists, who they are, and what they can do. There is 10 specialists in Battlefield 2042, and 2 of them are unlocked by rank. And all 10 specialists have their own unique specialty and traits. So let's get in this video and break down the specialists. Sundance is a assault class specialist from France, and her specialty are smart explosives, and her trait is the wingsuit. Sundance has 2 explosive grenades and 1 EMP grenade, and the grenades are called Scatter, Anti-Armor, and EMP Field. The Scatter grenade works like a cluster bomb. You have the first initial explosion followed by 3 other explosions. If you throw the Scatter grenade up in the air to break apart up in the air, and the secondary explosions will fall to the ground at random spots. The Anti-Armor grenade is a micro drone that targets any enemy vehicles it identifies. You can use the anti-armor grenade on land and air vehicles. And when you throw the anti-armor grenade, it locks onto any nearby vehicles and propels itself over to it. Now if you find a vehicle that's on full health, 2 of these anti-armor grenades won't take it out. But if you find one that's damaged, you might be able to take it out. The flares on air vehicles will prevent the anti-armor grenade from hitting them. The EMP field is electromagnetic pulse, and it can disrupt enemies' HUD, equipment, gadgets, and vehicles' ability to shoot. You can use the EMP field on Ranger and Boris sentry system. Although the effects aren't permanent, it does give you enough time to take them out without them shooting back at you. If you're hit by an EMP field as a soldier, it doesn't really hinder you. All it really does is mess up your HUD. You can still shoot, swap weapons, throw out your gadgets, and throw out your grenade, but it will affect anything electrical, like the sentry system, Comoros, and some specialist abilities. Although Sundance has 3 different grenades, you're only able to throw 2 at a time. You can mix and match, but you can only throw 2 at a time. The last thing about Sundance is her trait is the wingsuit. Unlike the boring peasant parachute, the wingsuit lets you glide across the map, so if you jump from the highest elevation, you can soar across the entire map. Dozer is a assault class specialist from Mexico, and his specialty is a SOB-8 ballistic shield, and his trait is blast resistance. Dozer's ballistic shield deflects incoming small arm fire. Dozer's movement with the shield is slower. You can't run or turn as fast with the shield like you can without the shield. If you get close enough to an enemy, you can smack them around a little bit with the ballistic shield by using the knife button. The strategy I found that worked the best with the ballistic shield is wait for the enemies to do a mag dump on you, and then drop your shield and blast them in the face as they're reloading. You have to stay crouched though, because they can kill you by shooting you in your legs or your feet. One thing I noticed about playing with Dozer is that people don't know how to process you running at them with the shield. They'll do a mag dump into your shield, realize that it's not killing you, and then move on to somebody else. You can't get a ricochet kill with Dozer's ballistic shield if the enemy's dumb enough to stand there and shoot your shield point blank. Another downside to the ballistic shield is that it really hinders your view when you're looking down. The last thing about Dozer is his trait blast resistance. You can still die from explosives, but you have a better chance of surviving than other specialists. Unlocked at level 15, Mackay is an assault class specialist from Canada. Mackay's specialty is the grappling hook and a trait called Nimble. The Nimble trait lets you move faster on zip lines, and it gives you better movement while aiming down sights. The limit on Mackay's grappling hook seems to be about 30 meters. The crosshair on the center of the screen tells you if you can attach to that object or not. Mackay's grappling hook works well for flanking and tag and bagging them snipers that are high up. The grappling hook can also be used to do some Spider-Man shit. You can't get kills with the grappling hook, but it's going to take a few hits to kill him. And the final thing about Mackay is his Nimble trait. His Nimble trait allows you to move faster while aiming down sights, and you complete a zipline faster than all the other specialists. Irish is an engineer class specialist from USA. Irish specialty is the fortification system, and his trait is the veteran. The fortification system that Irish has consists of the DC-2 deployable cover and the APS-36 shoot-down sentinel. And the trait that Irish has is the veteran. It gives you more armor and you recover more armor. Irish spawns in the round with 10 armor, and you can add another 10 if you use the IBA armor plate. The DC-2 is a deployable shield that Irish has. The deployable shield lets you take cover almost anywhere. The shield also has bulletproof glass, which allows you to see through your shield. I find the deployable shield is very effective at taking pop shots. In the strategy I use, you crouch down behind your shield, ADS, and find out where your target is. And then stand up, take the shot, and then immediately crouch back down. The AP-36 shoot-down Sentinel protects you against incoming explosives, like grenades and RPGs. It can also protect you against helicopters. As long as they're using missiles, it won't protect you against guns. The Sentinel will give you notifications that it's destroyed incoming explosives. They pop up in the middle of your screen like they do right here. You have to keep in mind that your AP-36 will run out and disappear, and your deployable cover does get damaged and break. You can have 2 deployable covers active, or 2 AP-36 shoot-down Sentinels active, or you could just do one apiece. Boris, an engineer class specialist from Russia. Boris' specialty is a SG-36 sentry gun, and his trait is Sentry Operator. The SG-36 sentry gun engages nearby enemies. The sentry gun works the best inside the highlighted circle, and the sentry gun has about 180-degree turn radius. If your sentry gun is getting damaged, you can take it down and redeploy it for full health. The sentry gun works great at spotting enemies, but it does suck killing them though, and the spotted enemies are able to be seen through objects. The sentry gun doesn't start shooting. It beats for a little bit and then starts shooting, which gives the enemy time to run away. And the sentry gun does suck at tracking a moving enemy. So with the sentry system, you'll get a lot of assists, a lot of spotting points, and a few kills. The strategy I found to make the sentry gun work better is to shoot whatever the sentry gun's shooting at. Boris' trait is Sentry Operator, where nearby sentry guns are more effective. So you can help friendly sentry guns work better when you're close to them too. Casper is a recon specialist from South Africa. His specialty is the OVP recon drone, and his trait is movement sensor. The OVP recon drone lets you scout ahead without risk, spot enemies, and it has EMP darts to shut enemy equipment and vehicles down. And this is what the OVP recon drone looks like. The recon drone has about a 250-meter distance before you start losing connection, and a 300-meter distance to where it shuts down and you lose it. Now this applies to all directions, even going straight up. You can use the recon drone for spotting, and when you do, you get a lot of points and a lot of assist points, especially on Breakthrough, on new-gen consoles and PC, because those servers run at 128 players. So technically you could be spotting 64 enemy players. Another thing about spotting is that you don't even need to be controlling the recon drone for it to spot enemies. You could just park it somewhere out of sight and just let the drone do its thing. The recon drone also has EMP darts, which can shut down enemy equipment and vehicles. The effect of the EMP darts on enemy equipment and vehicles are not permanent, but it will give you enough time to deal with them though. To use the recon drone EMP darts, you have to get close enough to the thing that you're trying to EMP. You just can't use it at any distance. For a brief moment, whatever you EMP won't be able to shoot. And the last thing for Casper is his trait movement sensor. The sensor suit that Casper's wearing alerts you to nearby enemies. The movement sensor can be found at the bottom of the screen, and when the sensor puts out a green pulse, that means there's no enemies around. But when the sensor puts out a red pulse, that means there is an enemy around and you need to keep an eye out for them. In this next video, I tried to see how close you have to be to an enemy for the movement sensor to activate. And in this clip, it shows 6 meters. Rao, a recon class specialist from India. Rao's specialty is a cyber warfare suit, and his trait is the Trojan Network. The cyber warfare suit disables enemy hardware. In the Trojan Network, if you kill a hacked enemy, it'll reveal nearby enemies. With the cyber warfare suit, you can hack multiple vehicles in a row. The cyber warfare suit disables the enemy's HUD and the ability to shoot. It also prevents the enemy vehicles from deploying countermeasures, like flares and smoke. The downside to the cyber warfare suit is that you don't get any experience points for hacking enemy vehicles. Or if you hack a vehicle and your teammates take it out, you don't get any points for that either. The tactics I use while playing with Rao is to use the FXM-33AA missile for air vehicles, because once you hack them, they can't shoot at you or use their flares. The downside to this is that you can't have the ammo crate, so you have to make sure you're able to take out that chopper, or you're going to lose some ammo for your FXM. and then you're gonna run around the map looking for somebody that has ammo. And for land vehicles, I use the M5 recoilless. But the C5 will work just as well in this situation too. And like I said, the cyber warfare suit prevents the enemy vehicles from shooting. You can also use the cyber warfare suit to hack in-game objects. I'm sure it does have use to hack objects in-game, but all I found is that it takes longer to hack an in-game object than it would just to walk up and press the button. The last thing about RAL is his trait Trojan network. If you kill a hacked enemy player, it reveals enemies nearby. Now you do get spotting points for hacking enemies or vehicles, but you don't get any points for hacking itself. And you don't get any points for friendlies killing whatever you hacked either. Unlocked at level 25. Paik is a recon class specialist from South Korea. Paik's specialty is the MRxYuck556 scanner, and her trait is threat perception. Her MRxYuck556 scanner highlights enemy players behind cover, and her threat perception spots enemies that inflict damage on you. The MRxYuck556 scanner highlights enemies behind objects. The MRxYuck556 scanner works for about 8 seconds with 4 pulse, and after each pulse, the highlights on the enemy disappear. The downside to the MRxYuck556 scanner is that there's videos and posts talking about that it highlights you on the minimap when you use it. Now, I wasn't able to replicate that, so what I'm saying is use it with caution. Now, don't be running into a room full of highlighted enemies, because you're going to get your ass kicked. Because you know half of those enemies are going to have armor, and the other half are going to have stacked armor. The last thing about Paik is her trait threat perception. Threat perception highlights any enemy that inflicts damage to you. So whether it's from guns, tanks, choppers, grenades, whatever, if they hurt you in any way, they will be highlighted for you and all your team to see. Falck is a support class specialist from Germany. Her specialty is the S21 Surette pistol, and her trait is Combat Surgeon. The S21 Surette pistol allows you to heal from afar. Her trait Combat Surgeon allows you to fully heal anybody in your team. And you're not limited to just the people in your squad. Falck's Surette pistol contains 2 6-round cylinders. And on the back of the Surette pistol, it tells you how many darts you have left. And you don't need an ammo crate to get more darts. They automatically regenerate 6 at a time. And the cooldown timer for the Surette pistol isn't that long. I just shortened it for the sake of this video. Here's what the darts look like coming out of the Surette pistol. If your team's bunched up, you can spam the Surette pistol. You don't even need to hit anybody. Your darts will lay on the floor, and if anybody that's injured walks by it, it will heal them, just like it would if they walked by a medic crate. You can also use the Surette pistol to heal yourself too, but I feel it's faster and easier just to shoot at your feet or shoot at the ground and run over it. You can use the Surette pistol to heal from afar. There is bullet drop on the darts, but if you understand bullet drop in this game, I'm sure you can heal people from a good distance. You can use the Surette pistol to kill somebody, but it takes a lot of shots to kill somebody if they're on full health. The last thing about Falck is a trait Combat Surgeon. The Combat Surgeon lets you revive all teammates. You can revive your squad, and you can revive the blueberries. The downside to reviving is the game itself. If you get downed, it doesn't let you know that a medic's nearby, nor does it let you know that a medic's on the way to revive you. So as you run out to revive somebody, once you get there, they press the respawn button, because they didn't know that you're on your way. Angel, a support class specialist from Romania. Angel's specialty is a loadout crate, and his trait is Trauma Specialist. Angel's loadout crate lets you resupply ammo, armor, and the loadout crate call-in lets you change loadouts in the middle of a round. And the Trauma Specialist trait lets you revive any ally teammates, and the ones that you do revive gain armor from that revive too. The loadout crate resupplies your ammo way better than the ammo crate does. When I throw out this ammo crate and I resupply from it, it only gives me 2 mags, so I get 62 bullets from being completely empty. Look how much ammo I get from the loadout crate that Angel throws out. The loadout crate gave me 5 mags, 155 rounds, and on top of that, I got 20 armor. And this is what the ammo armor package looks like. You can resupply 3 allied teammates at a time. When you resupply a teammate, an armor icon pops up next to their name. The loadout crate lets you swap out your loadouts during the round. So if you're running an automatic and you find some rooftop campers, you can swap out your loadout for a DMR or a sniper rifle to send them boys back to the respawn screen. You can swap out your loadouts multiple times from the loadout crate. There is a cooldown between swap outs, and the loadout crate eventually does disappear. The downside to the loadout crate is that it doesn't replenish your gadgets or your throwables. It'll give you max ammo and armor, but that's it. You can also get a kill with the loadout crate if you drop it on somebody. The last thing about Angel is his trait Trauma Specialist. The Trauma Specialist lets you revive all teammates, and when you revive a teammate, it gives them armor. But Angel only does half health revives. Well, that was all 10 specialists broken down to who they are and what they can do. And I gotta say, this video was a pain in the ass to make. So if this video helped you out, then hit that like button. And anybody new, consider subscribing. It's free to you, and it helps me out a lot. I mean, there's no contract, so if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe later on. And I just want to give a big shout out to all my subscribers. Y'all been amazing with all the support you guys been giving me lately. I truly am grateful. Again, thank you guys very much. Well, I'm Mr. Yuck, and I'll talk to you in the next video.